George Floyd's murder sparked a movement of change. People marched. They also talked and listened.
For many, these conversations were difficult. They were eye-opening, even draining. Melanie Lawson is joining us now live from downtown Jacksonville. And Mel, you're at an art gallery that was created a year ago to help foster these conversations.
And it certainly did. You know, many of us remember getting a call or a text from someone asking, how are you doing after the graphic video of George Floyd's death 1 year ago? It was painful to watch. It was a racial reckoning for many all over the country. And no matter what your opinion is on this, Floyd's murder caused some kind of reflection. And a year later, many people want that conversation to continue. For Shawana Brooks, artist, curator, thought leader, and entrepreneur, it always comes back to art. How art can shape and spark challenging conversations.
It became time to say, you know, maybe I don't know, but I need to hear it from you.
Open closed minds through creativity.
We want to just say, hey, here's a space, come, sit, let's talk.
And provide a safe environment for growth and even mistakes.
It's no judgment. If there's slurs that need to be said because you want to understand where that process goes.
Brooks is open to it all. And a year ago, she opened up her yard and created the 6 Feet Away Gallery.
I saw the space that we had, and we just wanted to talk back to our neighbors, an extension of the whole community around what does it mean when we say Black Lives Matter? How do we get past the politicizing of that those words, and just really talk about how humanity is important.
It was in response to Floyd's murder, the pandemic, and the fact that art galleries were shut down. Brooks felt this was what the community needed.
How terrible it is to see something like that consistently in the news and the constant trauma. And I feel art always has a really brilliant way of bringing us together so that we can be in conversation about how do we go forward and what's next.
What came next, Brooks couldn't imagine. The Corner Gallery opened less than a month ago at the Jesse Ball DuPont Center with the help of a $150,000 grant. Currently, it features Kirsten Williams and her exhibition, Like-Minded. The name, the art, it's all up for discussion.
Whether we do get to be like-minded or we get to have more diversity, but it's all about conversation, dialogue, and more than that, comprehension. Because if we don't understand one another, we're not going to get to the next level.
Brooks is leveling up. And while she believes, like most people, that we still have a long way to go, she's inviting you in to talk about it. There's several things planned this week. You know, one thing I want to point out is that we're here, it's Ocean and Adams Street, and it's a pretty busy street. And when you walk past, you can't help but notice the Corner Gallery and the art that is through the windows. And even if you don't make it in the door, there's a moment for reflection, and that's really what she is hoping to continue throughout this city. So coming up during the next hour, we're going to talk with the CEO of 90 Forward. That is an organization that is working in this community, gathering statistics and really trying to create equal playing ground for all communities. Also, just to let you know about those 2 events that are coming up, there is one today. It's from 1 to 4 here at the gallery. They're hosting a community conversation, difficult dialogue around art. Again, it is to commemorate the 1-year anniversary of George Floyd's death. And there is another one scheduled for Friday from 4 to 7. These are all free and open to anyone who wants to talk or learn more about the exhibit. And there'll be some activity out here as well. They'll have chairs set up, some drumming circles and different things really to get people talking, reflecting, and being together. We're live downtown. Melanie Lawson, Channel 4, the local station.
You know, it's interesting, Mel, because sometimes people know what they want to say, but they don't know how to say it, or they're hesitant to say it. And art is really often a vehicle to get that emotion out.
You know, it's interesting. You know, look at this, Bruce. I mean, this is a dad who is playing karate with his son. And, you know, just that image makes you think and it makes you talk. And he's African American. So it may be something that you haven't necessarily seen before. And again, this is someone who is local. So she's someone who lives in the community. So this art has a lot of meaning, and just the emotion in the face, you know, like you said, it does get you talking. And coming up at 8 o'clock, there's something that's circulating here in town called race cards. And those will really get you talking. And we'll tell you more about that coming up in the next hour.
So important to continue that engagement and that conversation even a year later. Mel, thank you. We're looking forward to the stories coming up.